I think I got my swagger back. Yeah.
You just look good from day one.
You stayed so locked in and you did not let anything falter you.
My first perfect day. Show up, do the best I can, and what a great job we have.
Like for how sore my foot was and what percentage I was at, I'm still pretty happy with what I got, you know?
It honestly looked like you weren't even trying. I was like, damn.
My shit's popping off. Like I'm getting like,
Yeah. Your little brother's a prick, but you're like a stand-up dude.
Dude, this is gonna be a long season if I can't walk for like 2 days.
it's not like, oh, that's so much easier, right? It's
Yeah.
just like the compounding snowball effect.
Like you can
know?
practice with your brother as much as you want, but come race day, like your pace is gonna be a little bit quicker every time.
I'll be riding like this summer, you know, that he's like, no, there's zero chance. Yeah, no.
Look back and see your brothers on the podium, you're like, yeah.
All right, guys, what's going on? We are back with another episode of the Jaxxon podcast. I'm sitting here with the greatest co-host in the history of co-hosting. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the founder of DBK, the face of tattoos in Southern California, the man who brought Cottonmouth Kings live and direct to the tunes, Twitch Stenberg!
I need some new eardrums after that.
And then we got the one and only, the 450 champ, fresh off a win, and the third place himself, ladies and gentlemen, Hunter Lawrence and Jett Lawrence. This is Lawrence. Hello. Dog bound. Hello. Hold on. Let me walk some dogs. Hello. I'm walking here. Come on, man. I'm walking here. Come on. A lot of hype going into this event. A lot of hype. It was the Gala Apella. I'm walking here. I'm walking.
Oh, far out.
How we feeling, boys?
Got a headache.
Better after that. Yeah, we feel
My
great
head's
after that.
Hello.
We feel great after that.
I'm just happy to be here with you and happy to be able to talk near you, talk over you, talk under you, and talk with you again.
Oh, hello.
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 The Gala Pala, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Hey, listen, I'm going to kick this off right now. I'm going to be honest. Perfect day. Hunter Lawrence. 1-1, fastest qualifying, whole shot, great bike, great looks. Hair was phenomenal. How you feeling right now?
It's good. It's always good to start off with the hair being good from the get-go. So that one, that always is a cherry on top. But yeah, it was good. My first perfect day, both qualifying sessions, P1, and then both the motos. I mean, I didn't really know how I'd stack up. I mean, I did, but not like 1,000% sure. Like I had the shortest prep for outdoors out of any of my seasons, just because of how the Supercross title was shaping up.
Yeah, you weren't really riding much outdoors.
No, like I had.
You're like Supercross. That's all we're focusing
care
on.
less about the outdoors, to be honest.
Yeah.
Me and Kenny are going at it. I'm like, dude, we got to bring this home. So yeah, it turned out really good.
It was good. It was sick to see. Even when I was watching the first practice of you guys on Friday, I was like, everyone's hitting me like, yo, who's looking good? I'm like, Hunter's looking really fucking good today, dude. And that was just like the first time you guys hit the track.
It's funny. It's like, yeah, you'll get people that are like, dude, like what's clicking? Like what's different? And it's like nothing.
I'm just
nothing.
riding.
It's not like, oh, that's so much easier, right? It's just like the compounding snowball effect.
Well,
like,
just think about the last few years of like the base you guys been building on and what you're at now. It's like the sport has changed so much. Everyone's getting faster, but like when you're riding with the fastest dudes every single day, you like you said, you kind of know where you stack up. Yeah.
And at this point in our career, it's the top dogs and the good guys, you got to figure it out. Yeah. Right? Like you're going to be, the top guys are always going to be good regardless, you know, and whether you're feeling it or not, you got to figure it out to match the other guys or be
and they don't care if you're not feeling it either.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
That's the they're like,
I am.
Yeah, they're hoping, you know, I'm hoping the other guys like not feeling it, you know, on that day.
Yeah. Prado was looking good too. Like you guys were all right there, but it just, you just look good from day one. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Friday's practice at the press conference, qualifying obviously, and then 1-1. Yeah. Smoked your fucking brother.
Jett? Talking about Jett Lawrence?
Yeah.
Incredible to see you alive and healthy, by the way. I do got to ask you something. I don't want to just roll on over this. But a lot of people could expect you to maybe come into this a little bummed or not in the best headspace after the Supercross finale. And it seems like you came into this, you were super composed. I know you personally. I know you have such a great head on your shoulders and you're very, very humble. What is the difference between being composed, being humble, and then having confidence and being able to go out there knowing that you're better than everybody, or at least telling yourself that?
Yeah, even before the finale, I knew regardless if I did win the championship or not, I'd still be racing outdoors, right? So it's a job. Obviously, we care so much about it and it takes up so much of our life, but it's just kind of the approach I have to it is like, hey, I'm working from, January till October, right? That's when I'm working on weekends. So it's just show up, do the best I can, and what a great job we have. When we do a great job, we get bonused, we get paid on top of that. So it's just my job and I try to do it to the best I can, as I do anything else in life that I think's worth doing. I'm always going to do it to the absolute max of that, whatever it can be, and on my effort side of things.
Yeah. And then Jett, let's jump into you off the break. I mean, people are seeing you wobble around and people are talking about you being at 70%, 60%. There was a lot of hype going into this with, certain riders taking shots and people kind of just doing whatever they feel they need to do to keep themselves in the limelight. You kept yourself super composed, super focused, like a professional, very like F1 of you, where it's like, hey, I got to come in and worry about me. I can't worry about media. I can't worry about all these other people. I need to make sure I'm good because I know you're not even healthy enough to be at 100. What was your mindset going into this race, being like, I'm drowning out all the other riders. I'm going to focus on my body. I'm going to get right. Because you were out here with us for like 3 months before you went home. So walk me through that so the audience can kind of catch up to where you were at.
Yeah, you guys really got to see like the grunt of me going through my recovery while I was out here. Obviously, I stayed with you for all of it almost. And you guys got to see that behind the scene. And going in, it was just like me knowing my body and stuff like that. I listened to it. I know what it's at. I know what it's capable of and stuff like that. So I'm like, me worrying about other people is not going to help me on Saturday, So I just made sure that like I just need to focus on myself. I'm training with obviously my brother Hunter, who went 1-1, and in my head I'm going in like, well, if I can just be anywhere near him, I know I'll have a really good chance of being either on podium. That was, at the end of the day, that was my goal. Obviously I never fully say like I want to win and do this, because like it's just I don't do that. You just come off, and it comes off wrong no matter how you put it. So I just know if I can just go out there, get a good start, and just try and make the least amount of mistakes as I can end up not too bad, And I was obviously didn't make it easy with my starts at all. I sucked at that, but I was just trying to learn basically how my body was throughout the whole day. Like each time I went out there, I'm like, oh, okay, I can push this a little bit. No, I can't push that. And just kind of going through also being at a race. I haven't raced since like September, I think it was, from last year. So getting like the race thoughts back in, of how to make quick kind of thoughts and stuff like that. Also, the first time I rode a different track in how many months as well, because I've just been training at the dog pound. So it was multiple things, and we're just trying to make it simple for myself, Go out there, try and crack a start, and then I'm just going to go in, just kind of ride myself in and be able to manage this foot and try and get decent results in, and obviously as a competitor, I wasn't too happy about it, but after looking back, you're like, no, like for how sore my foot was and what percentage I was at, I'm still pretty happy with what I got,
Yeah, I mean, I look at it, and I was talking to Twitch about this, and even TJ Dillashaw, UFC champ, and one of our guys who was here, we went out there with a big squad. We wanted to go out there and support you guys. But a lot of people kind of had this expectation, defending champ coming into it, maybe you would be a strong number 2. And obviously you've always dealt with being able to be either 1 or 2 with your brother and still being the most supportive brother. You guys have an incredible family bond. I don't think anybody can, talk about that or there's a lot of people who talk about family and talk about having this brotherly bond, but you guys show it day in, day out, how much you guys really do care about each other, and you're cool with someone winning, someone not winning. But how far was everybody's expectations? How far were they off? How far were they on? Do you guys feel like you came in and met the expectations everybody had for you guys? You guys feel like you exceeded it?
I mean,
obviously Hunter did.
He like, for me, coming into it, I already had a mindset of like I just had a feeling that like he's gonna win. Like for how his whole Supercross went,
and solid Supercross
we've
season.
Spoken about it multiple times when I was out here. I'm like, dude, this is a completely different Hunter.
Yeah.
And the years before, like last year he was there and I was 100%.
Yeah.
And now he's made another step. And I'm like, dude, they're missing the main guy again of like who can come in and actually like whoop our ass. And I mean, I was right. Like I saw it. I knew it was going to happen, you know? So,
You know that one clip, that football player? I think I got my swagger back.
yes, that's it.
That's the clip.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, dude, but talking about the brother thing though, too, it's so funny. Like after the race, like he just went 1-1. I'm like thinking I'm dead with my foot. My foot's gone. And he comes over walking just as pumped and fired up for me. Like, dude, that's a sick day. Like,
well, dude, he saw your whole deal go down, like where you were at, like at your lowest point, like knowing, like, dude, like I've been watching him train every day. I've been watching him. You haven't been riding that much, and then to look back and see your brothers on the podium, you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
it was
dope.
badass. Like I've watched. I mean, even 6 weeks ago, right? Like I'm still in Supercross, and he's on the bike and riding and stuff, but like the dude's like walking, and I'm like.
Like kind of jacked up
dude,
still,
like he's not able to like flex the ankle, right? Like walk with a stride. And
even
stuff.
when I came out, you were gimping bad still. Like you still weren't walking
like
good.
Can barely walk. Let's just call it for what it is, not sugarcoat it. I mean, and I'm like, you know, with Dad, I'm like, fuck, like what do you think? Like what do you think? You know, and we're just it's fine. It's Jett, right?
Yeah.
He'll be fine. He'll
figure
be fine.
it out.
He'll figure it out now, as he has and does, you know. But like I think a normal person like would still be with a cane or crutches and stuff, you know, like the doctor's like, you're going to have arthritis and like, you know, you probably won't have full range of movement ever again and stuff. And then you're hearing that and you're like, okay, how's that going to work when I'm riding? And the doctor's not even thinking about like, wait, riding? When you're asking when to get back on the bike, like, oh, this is like,
you should like the altercation I had with the doctor when I was getting surgery. He's like, you're going to have this and like, you won't be able to like do any sports. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not, I don't think I understand. Like, I'll be riding like this summer, you know, that he's like, no, there's zero chance. Yeah, no, like I will be riding. Like,
I remember him, dude. He came back from the surgery, he came back home and he was at the house and he was telling us all this. And I'm listening to him tell me like, yeah, the doctor's crazy. Like, I'll be back on a bike this summer. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you're not even like, you just got home. You're like loopy from the surgery. Like, what are you talking about?
You just,
but your
mindset, you know.
Yeah, and your mindset, dude. Like, I have to give it to you, Jett. Like, no matter what the internet says, no matter what the riders were doing, you stayed so locked in and you did not let anything falter you. Obviously, you wanted to win, but your brother got the win. But you still did a phenomenal showing for being 70% and barely able to walk. I mean, you went out there and showed why you're Jett Lawrence. So I think it's going to be an amazing season regardless. I want to ask you off the break, and then Twitch, you could help me kind of dissect this. Why were your starts not normal, like compared to a Jett Lawrence start?
I think for me, the biggest thing of being back the first race, it's been a while, like practicing my starts were fine. Like I was matching him and we all know how Hunter is with his starts. I was fine. But I think just that little bit of extra want on race day of like, knowing me, like, dude, to make my life easier, I need a good start.
Yes.
You know, like, otherwise, I'm going to be making my life hell starting from like mid-pack and trying to come through. I'm going to have to work
like
harder.
what you did.
Yeah. And I'm like, both times I was like, let's red flag, restart it. But I think I just want it too bad, you know, like just that little bit of extra, like tiny bit of extra want. There's a little more aggressive with the clutch and like just popped it a little too hard, you know. And once you just make that slight mistake on a start with how good starters are nowadays, like, it's just, you're done. Like you give a little inch and then you're screwed. They just close you out, you know? Yeah. So that happened to me both motos. But we're going to be doing like 100 starts this week.
Yeah. Twitch, you brought up a good point while we had the hammer in here. And you were talking about like how the media never was really mentioning Hunter or the rest of the pack. They kind of made this little narrative and that narrative kind of faded away. Did that bother you at all?
Nah, not really. Today's world is built up of journalists and media just getting a title, right? They figure out what clickbait.
Let's make something up.
What works, right? What gets clicks, what goes viral. And then, you know, they throw a bunch of stuff out there and then whatever they get bites on, views on, that puts money in their pocket. So then they just run with it, you know. There was, Tomac, Sexton, you know, myself, RJ's second year on 450. He's going to be good. You know, there was so many other guys. Prado as well, back on KTM.
Well.
Jay Coop, you know, Justin Cooper. He's a solid rider as well. Like there's so many other guys outside of the two, but it's just the media.
It
You
is
know,
what it
like
is, yeah.
if it's getting views and stuff, like that guy's not really going to care. He's like, dude, my shit's popping off. Like I'm getting like
Yeah.
sweet check from Facebook or whatever they're marketing on, right? So yeah, it is sports love rivalries, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's just the kind of time and age we live in.
What do you think of the track this year compared to like years past at Paula?
Man, press day, I said to the team, I was surprised at how like tight it felt on a 450.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like anytime you did get some kind of speed up going, you had a
You're stopping
small
again.
jump or a roller on the inside. Like it was always breaking your speed. So I feel like so much of the track, you're accelerating, trying to get up to speed. It just felt tight and like, I don't want to say slow, but like it kind of a little bit for a
Yeah.
450. Like I was in third gear twice
No way.
on the track. Yeah, for an outdoors, which I think is quite low.
Rare.
Yeah, really rare.
Yeah, rare. Like
That's
second
crazy.
gear for I would say 95% of the track. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I thought it was good. Like it was okay. I felt the best this parlor than out of any of the parlors that I've felt. Normally it's just a track you never really feel that good at. You can never really get a flow unless your name's Jett Lawrence normally. So I was like, sweet. Like I'm happy. Like check
Yeah.
out. I like day's done, clock out. Let's get back to Newport, you know?
I'm glad you found a flow because I did it. It took me a very long time. I got like halfway through Moto 2, then I found something.
Were your guys' bikes set up pretty similar this weekend or no?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah,
right?
somewhat close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
somewhat.
they're the same. I think he made a change in between motos. He was struggling a little more, which again, this year of testing or week, I guess, from outdoors, and
Yeah.
it went a lot different to prior years. I think with that visually, you watch and you don't think he's riding the bike a great deal different. He still looks like Jett, but
Yeah.
I think he is weighting and pressuring the bike differently because we did have kind of a lot more split difference in comments and feedback and what we liked and didn't like, where normally we're very similar on bike setup. Yes, we like this, and we'll go the same. We test on the same bike.
Yep.
And then maybe at the end, we'll go like a shim.
Little bit
difference.
different.
Like one shim difference, maybe. But it's just every time you come back from an injury, you're a little different. You don't even realize
Yeah,
it.
well, it's like the same
body's-
thing. Like you can
know?
practice with your brother as much as you want, but come race day, like your pace is going to be a little bit quicker every time. Like, did your bike ever feel soft at all?
No, for me was the front. I've just had this hard crust that like I struggle with, and I think the biggest thing is why I struggle a lot is I need to have a lot of trust in my front because I can't force it with my weight. You know, I can't in right hand turns. I can't stick my leg out further and weight that front because what if I trust that
And then it gives out.
and it gives out like it washes and then I dab my foot, you know, and then that's just creating extra pain that I'm trying to limit, you know.
Yeah.
So that made it difficult for me. The front definitely overpowered the rear in the first one because I was holding on a lot because the rear would kind of sag a bit on straights and acceleration. But we got it better for the second one with balance side of things. But I think for me, I'm not as like, I wouldn't say not as fast as I was, but like I'm just normally I'm a little heavy but light on my feet. You know, I make the shock work where I can't. So I have I'm waiting with one side, you know. So
He's not leveraging the back
Like,
as
yeah,
much as
yeah,
what he
so little
normally
things
does.
like that, and it was just kind of we missed the ball, you know. It's just like by the tiniest bit, you know. And that's just learning my riding style now, and the little things like that.
Yeah, it seemed like every few laps you would get a little bit more like yourself. You would get a little bit better. Like you would hit this section a little bit like more like how you normally ride, you know?
Yeah, it took basically it was taking me 30 minutes to figure out in that time how to ride that track best for me, you know? And and it might still be like that for a couple rounds and it might take 20 minutes. Then it might take 10 minutes. And it's just going to take time, you know?
For sure.
Sadly, yeah.
The Tomac and Marchbanks crash.
Yeah, did they figure out what happened at
When
Tomac?
I seen a still shot of Tomac's crash when
Yeah,
he was waving, I'm like,
his head.
oh my God.
Did they figure out if he was okay?
I haven't heard anything yet. Like,
Only thing I
it
heard, because I
sucks.
asked one of the KTM workers, because obviously
Steffi?
like, no, not Steffi, it was
Corey.
Carlos.
Alright.
And I asked him like, hey, like, how's Eli? It looked like a turbo crash. And he said just a bit of, it seemed like he has a like really bad whiplash, which if that's the case,
after seeing the screenshot of that, I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
His neck, looked,
Yeah.
his neck literally looked like it was
that was
snapping.
gnarly.
his neck
Yeah.
got flexed. And
I
and
hope
just
it's nothing
terrible to see.
Yeah.
like bad, you
Like
know,
maybe just,
I
like,
feel-
stretched it a little bit.
Fingers,
Yeah.
I mean, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
like it's just
that-
muscle,
that's-
bit sore.
Yeah.
Like would love to see him back. Like Salt Lake City in the heat race, I come around lap 1 and Eli was on the ground, and then Moto 1, I come around
He's on the ground
first lap
again.
and I'm like, far out.
Do you
like,
actually
dude,
think that in your head during the race?
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad, but like I've been that guy. Like knew everyone.
No, I just
been
meant
that
like
guy,
you actually
like,
are able to take like a second while you're racing and be like, oh damn, he's hurt.
Yeah, I hope
because
he's all good.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was there for multiple laps. Like that, dude. It sucks. At the end of the day, we're like the guys like laid out, and it sucks honestly. Like I feel
at the end of the day, everyone's human, and you don't want to see anyone get hurt. So for us, we hate seeing that. Like even like you said at Salt Lake when he crashed, like. He's racing. I was pissed for like, so I'm like, dude, this guy like can't get a break. Like, and you just don't like seeing people get hurt, you know?
100%. Jett, no one has ever beaten you at Fox Raceway until your brother smoked you. And you had an insane lead. Yeah, and you had an insane lead. And I got to ask you, this is a two-part question. Number one is, right after the first moto, I heard you say something, or I heard the announcer say something. Khalil Roundtree was the one that said it. So maybe he heard someone say it, but they said something about an arm pump. And obviously you know how to ride this track. Is there something with your injury that caused you to get more arm pump than usual? And then I want to ask you, Hunter, about your lead.
Well, normally I don't get arm pump at all. Like that's been always a thing. I normally never get arm pump. I'm always dialed, This one, because like again, compensating for my right leg, you know, or my right foot, like I can't weight the pegs the same that can hold me up, hold my upper body up, where I was holding on, gripping hard with my right hand, which that's what made my forearm pump up in the first one. Like that, obviously I pumped up like in the first 3 laps of the first motor because I wasn't breathing. I was mid-pack, not normally back there.
Trying not to get in
especially
trouble.
at Parlour.
Yeah.
The roots hurt like hell. I haven't felt that in a while there. So it's like I'm dealing with multiple things that are brand new to me and I'm trying to figure out this foot. So I just wasn't riding like I was and just adapting. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. That whole day I was always adapting to a new thing. I figure this out. All right, this is next. Like, and this kind of was just adapting the entire time.
Seemed like one more lap and you would have had Prado.
Yeah, I was bummed. And I also heard he crossed, like, he was on the bottom of the up ramp as was at 1 second. Then they put the 2 lap board out. And I'm like,
funny.
I
He's
saw
like,
that.
give me one more lap. Give me one more lap. I'm in the air and I see 3 seconds. I'm like, just put it out. Just put
get
it out.
Get it out there.
Yeah, just get the 2 lap board out there.
You're wanting less laps. He's wanting one
He just
more
wants
lap.
one more. Yeah.
just give me one.
And Hunter, break us down. How did you get such a good lead, such a good flow? Because it seemed like you were like on another level.
Maybe a bit of a boring answer here, but like, dude, just focus on myself. Just like trying to fill in the gaps on the track, you know, where there's not bumps, where there is bumps, just trying to use the throttle as much as I can to help the bike on the downhills and stuff like that. And just, that's honestly it. Like I'm watching who's behind me and I'm seeing where George was and kind of, all right, see, I pulled a little bit more of a gap that lap. Let's do
that again.
Yeah, let's
do that for
try
a
and
few
keep
laps
doing
and get a
that.
good gap.
Do it for a few laps and stuff. And I know he's really good. And obviously I've seen him race in the GPs since I was in Europe, you know, since I was 15, 16 years old. So I've raced George for a lot of years, you know, and so I'm familiar with his racecraft, his riding style and kind of pacing. So it was good. And then obviously Jetson coming through the pack as well. Like, always got to keep an eye on him wherever he is. You know,
Were you marking your brother at all?
70%.
Like, were you
I didn't see him. I didn't have as good a gauge on him where it was, but I had George, and then I think Justin Cooper in the first moto was third, or that might have been the second moto.
No, it was Justin Cooper
third one. So I seen
to chase him. He was running good.
Jay Cooper.
He was riding really good. He was. Damn it. He looked good.
Yeah.
Did you see his gnarly swap over like that dragon back thing? Oh, Jay Coops.
No.
Oh,
I
dude,
never
it was
saw it.
gnarly. Like he started swapping, then caught the last one, and he gave him like a nasty one. But he pulled it like.
Did you see Max Anstey's crash in qualifying?
Yeah, dude. 'Cause that was gnarly. His front wheel just like stuck.
Dude, his feet just went like, just exploded.
Yeah,
Just an explosion.
Like was that, and that's a big jump. Like,
Yeah.
It
That
doesn't
was-
look that big on TV, but when I was at the track, I'm like, that's big and
Well, you
fast.
go over a massive gully, and then you're landing on the steps going up. So it's like a massive pit, and the G out is huge. Yeah, we were watching that. They're like, oh, we seen him on the ground. Then they replay it. You watch him come out, go off the jump, and you're like, how does he crash? Like everything's good.
Yeah.
And then it just exploded.
Yeah,
like
that was gnarly. And I think he ended up pulling off halfway through the moto, right?
I don't know
Poor
what you
guy.
could have done to save that. Like, I don't know if there's anyone that could have done
Yeah.
anything. That's just the sport we have.
It
you
was
know?
so quick, you couldn't react fast enough. It's how fast it happened.
Yeah. It was cool to see like how big of a gap, how quick you got a good gap, and that you could just ride your own race the whole time. It's like you didn't really have to worry about anything else, is what it looked like.
The second moto was like, I don't, quote me 100%, but I think I got a pretty good gap by like 10-minute, 12, kind of 13-minute mark, like a healthy gap. And I was feeling really good, and I wasn't even at the halfway mark yet. So I'm like, all right, like let's just keep this pace going. Because I feel like sometimes when you have a rhythm and then you're like, oh yeah, you get a gap and then you kind of like back it down.
Yeah, it kind of messes you up.
Sometimes it's hard to get back into it. You're almost
sure.
just better like, all right, this is me, and just
We're going.
knock out a practice moto.
Yeah.
Like in my head, that's
For sure. That's what it
I'm
looked like.
telling
Like you
myself.
looked relaxed out there the whole time.
Yeah,
Your
so-
bike looked like it was working good. Like you weren't bouncing around all over.
So like I'm really, really stoked on how the bike was as well, because I can't tell you, like that's probably the first time I've ridden that track where I'm like, yeah, dude, everything's just like helping me out. I'm able to help the bike, help me help you. This is great. Every other
Did you change much in between motos on your bike at all?
No, nothing.
Nothing, just
Nothing.
kept it. That's right.
Nothing.
Sucked.
Did you guys expect?
It sucked. I was keeping marks on him after pit lane. I'll watch him hit that section, float up it. I feel like I hit. I'm like, man, look easy.
Now Hunter's all light on the feet now.
I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Did you guys expect Prado to be the one that was going to be in the mix with you two?
Yeah, I mean, you can, dude, like you can't like predict exactly and stuff. Like
Okay.
we obviously Eli crashed unfortunately, but like I mean he was who I was thinking we were going to be battling with. Like I imagine, I'm going to be battling with Jett, Eli. Chase is a pro motocross 450 champion as well.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously figuring things out at Kawasaki, and they're getting that side of things better, no doubt. And obviously my brother and him, like, Jay Coop can be unreal as well in outdoors. So like those are the main guys. The guys that have been good and we've raced over the past few years are who we expected to be battling with. So not a massive surprise. George has been riding a lot of moto, even through the kind of second half
he
of
was for
Supercross.
sure.
Like, he's definitely, I mean, he has to, obviously, given after last year. So we knew he would have to be good. So yeah.
What about like Barsha and Sexton on kind of the breakdown of them? Like Sexton obviously failed both motos. Do you feel like maybe he puts too much pressure on himself? It's the first event of outdoors and it got to him, or was it the track, the bike? Like how do you equate for a rider who's so good to kind of have those like, I don't know, mistakes?
Yeah, one thing, obviously they're making a lot of changes to the bike, and as a rider, you get really good with familiarity, right? So if they're making big changes to the bike and they're figuring things out and they're making steps on the motorcycle, maybe he hasn't got a ton of laps on that that set package, right? So you don't know 100% where the slippage is. I don't think it was a nerve or anything like that. I think they're making changes to the bike and he's still adapting and getting used to it, When you go from manufacturer to another one, it's chassis are different, frames are different. KTM is a alloy frame, is it?
Steel frame, I think.
Steel frame, sorry, to an alloy one on aluminium. So it's a big change, but I know. I think that whenever we make big changes to the bike, it's like, all right,
Can I trust it?
let's get laps and laps, and you just learn it more and learn it more. I mean, we're all like this far from the edge, right?
Yeah,
You go
exactly.
to the edge and then you like right there because you need that trust in the bike. So I think he's just getting used to it.
Twitch, I talked to you about this earlier. From a fan standpoint, some of these riders look like they're going so fast, and then you guys kind of look like you're more floating, or I would say like delicately going around turns, kind of taking your lines. Can you kind of break down the difference of why you guys ride this way? It's like this more efficient way or this more like unique way of letting the bike kind of carry the body. Can you like help me and the audience kind of break down the riding styles here? Because to the normal eye, some guys look like they're going real fast.
Yeah, me especially, I think you watch Jett and you can see, you're like, damn, he's moving. But me always, even my dad says, who practice mechanics for us, he's just like, you watch HJ and he's like, look slow, and then you put a stopwatch on, you're like, oh no, he's right there. Like that's just how it is and how I've always been. Jett obviously has a lot more, I don't know, obviously he is fast, but like moments where you're like, oh, holy crap, like that was cool. Like on the edge where you're talking about riders that have a very animated style and like a lot of body English and they're moving around the bike and revving it a lot like that. looks fast and sometimes it works, but sometimes being more efficient and stuff is just as good, if not better. So I think it's just how we were brought up, and it seems to be working okay. So
I noticed that a lot on press day too. Like when you guys went out, I was watching Tomac. He obviously took off first and like was just ripping, and then I was watching you, and then I was like, I want to see how Jett's riding right now because I haven't seen you ride since you've been hurt. And like you could tell you were just cruising, but once you picked up your pace, everyone's like, oh, Jett looks slow. And I like look over at Caleb. I'm like, yeah, but he's closing the gap on all the dudes right now. I'm like, he looks like he's going slow, but he's just smooth right now. Cause like, it honestly looked like you weren't even trying. I was like, damn.
Well, I'm glad you thought I was looking good. I
know, because I told you, like, I felt slow as shit.
I'm like, dude, I felt so slow out there. No, it's, I think we use the word a lot. We always kind of talk about efficiency. Like we're just trying to be as efficient as we can on the bike, you know, and sometimes like being that bit more aggressive and animated, like kind of says with your body, sometimes it is needed, you know? Like, but then I feel like in motocross, especially with rough tracks, just like the weekend, you get tired that. It's a very physical track. There's a lot going on and it doesn't help you as much, you know? So, I mean, especially with my foot as well, I was just trying to be as efficient as I can, you know, and try and make my life, basically just make my life easier out there, you know?
100%. I mean, we're gonna wrap this thing up because I know we got to get out of here. How is your body holding up after 2 full motos and your first event back? Dude,
that was the big question mark, obviously for I think all like my whole team as well, and it was sore after. I mean, Hunter can also tell you on how it was after. Like, dude,
let's go to dinner, bro. We're going back.
Let's go to dinner. I'm like, let's go to Javier's and turn up. Congrats. They're like, yeah, we got to order food in tonight.
Jett needs to lay down. He can barely walk.
We need to. I'm like, we just need to go back to the house. Can we go back to the house? Because I'm like, I'm hurting. And then once I go back to the house, we got food there. And I'm like, I sat on the couch and I'm like, went to go hop up to go to the dinner table to eat. Dude, my foot, I could not put no weight on it. It hurt so bad. I'm like, so that I'm hopping around. I literally probably needed crutches that night. But then thankfully the next day, I think sleeping, having it up a bit, it really helped it a lot, like kind of recover for the next day. And thank gosh the next day when I walked, I could put weight on it. Because I was like, dude, this is going to be a long season if I can't walk for like 2 days. I'm like, oh, Lord. But
we're going to use it to our advantage at the airport, skip TSA line.
Yeah.
Him in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it works every time.
You know?
That's all time.
As you feel like you got any more movement out of your ankle over the weekend with how hard you were pushing on it?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it's probably still pretty early to tell. Like I definitely think throughout the season it's going to get better and better for sure. I think it's going to loosen it up more and more and more. But yeah, it's really hard to tell. It was I think that's the hardest I've pushed it for sure in the last since I've been riding. So it was all new to it, but I think the biggest thing I'm just going to have to learn is what I need to do to get it better for the next weekend and learn from those things and figure out what I need to do to recover my foot.
Yeah. Did you buy a new car with your bonus money yet?
No, not yet. I'm hoping we can hit the dealership after
Where's
dinner.
the bonus money going? What are you getting?
They're crazy. That's Jett every event last year. Yeah, I just got a new Ferrari, Bear. Oh, sick, dude. Didn't you just buy one last
It's just
event?
Extra money, though, so it's fine.
He's like, oh, this money, we don't count that into
I
the
don't get
financial
taxed
planning.
if it just like transfers through my account. Like it gets
just
in and out.
on and off. It's like,
Last thing I got for both of you, and then we're going to go have a little celebration dinner. First of all, Twitch, I think I've done this a million podcasts, but I got to say, because we're all here, we've never done one, all 4 of us. Thank you for all the love, all the support, helping us put together this amazing team. Twitch was the first guy we ever really dived deep into the world of moto for Jaxxon, for Santo Studio. The first guy that we called up when we were like, yo, we're going to do this new brand Santo with Nordstrom. Hey, we're going to drop this new watch with Jaxxon. Everything, he's always been there. And then you guys, incredible. I mean, we have such a tight-knit family now. I feel like the last couple of years have been insane, and I feel like we haven't even started. So I got to give you your flowers with all the boys here. Boys, you guys have been incredible to the brand, incredible partners, incredible at what you do, which is carrying yourself like professionals when the world feels like it's crashing down on you or expects you to be, you know, someone different than your character and who you guys are. You guys really, I think, you know, prove something, which is that you don't have to feed into everything and you don't have to bite on every little clickbait idea, and you just let your riding do the talking. I think that was so dope. Like we have a group chat with Shex and you and Nyjah and all these guys. Oh, Nyjah was there too. Yep. And you know, even Luke Rockhold and Khalil Roundtree, 2 UFC fighters until TJ Dillashaw. Everybody was so pumped because we saw how professional you guys treated this offseason, which was like, hey, we're going to let the riding do the talking, let everybody have fun with YouTube and clickbait. I wanted you guys to make a YouTube video and respond to everything, but you guys did phenomenal. And I do want to say, Was there any extra amount of pressure because of all the hype, or was it just business as usual? I'll start with you, Jett.
I think if you feed into it, it's going to make it more than it is, you know? We don't feed into it. We keep it simple and just, you know, we're going there to race, going to try and put a result in.
Go get your job done.
Yeah, like I'm just going to go do my job. If we get a good result, that's great. If we don't, all right, what do we need to learn? Okay, we didn't do this, didn't do that, you know? So we don't look into it, and, you know, we always want to show out and do good for the brand, for our Santo family, for our team, our HRC Honda and stuff like that. And it's awesome, you know. That's like I was in pain in between motos, and I got to see you guys before I went out for my second one. I'm like, you know what? All right, like
the boys are here.
The boys are here. I can't wish that now.
Luke Rocco shadow boxing in front of Honda HRC, a little buzz, screaming, "Let's go, Lawrence Brothers!"
Yeah, we had all the boys out there, dude. You know,
and
so
sick.
It was a long trek for you guys. It was terrible traffic, but you guys.
No wonder Twitch didn't show up.
You know, like.
He's
pro
the
tip.
veteran.
He did the pro tip. He's like,
I came out and hung out with the boys on Friday, got tattooed on Saturday, and watched the race.
No traffic, just chill.
AC, food,
and
chilling.
then Hunter, before we bounce, kind of, was there pressure on you after, you know, the Supercross finale, after your amazing season, after everything you got going on? You guys are like the face of Red Bull Moto, and you're kind of carrying the Lawrence name on your back while this guy took a little hiatus. Was there a lot of pressure on you?
Every breakfast spot in Newport.
Yeah, dude. This guy's eating at Nobu and Javier's every night, ordering Ferraris from the couch.
Yeah.
By the way,
being rich is a mindset.
By the way, I do gotta say, I know you will never say it because you're not arrogant, but I never have seen someone order a Ferrari from a couch. This guy was sitting on my couch and he ordered Ferrari like it was Uber Eats. I go, all right, bro, there's a lot of money in moto. But Hunter, what do you got for rebounds? Was there pressure? Was there anything on your back or no?
No, it was just business as usual.
That's
mate.
it.
Just racing.
Damn, these kids are so calm and collective to it.
That's what I like about you. Like, your little brother's a prick, but you're like a stand-up dude.
Hey, I'm just trying to be like him with how
I know, that's the good thing.
Yeah.
You would think Hunter's like 40 years old with how mature and how calm you are. And dude, Hunter,
He's so chill, dude. Like,
bro, call it glazing.
Luke is his age, and then Hunter's Luke's age.
Yeah, Luke is Hunter's age.
Mentally.
That's
Luke
all
is
time.
well, though.
Khalil's just hanging out. Like, why did I come with Luke? But I do gotta say, Hunter, like the way your maturity level and the way you were able to kind of carry the flag while your brother was kind of taking a back seat, I do feel it matured you into a whole new level of a rider. Like Jett was watching every race at the house with everybody going nuts. Cole Hoshman
yelling at the TV.
Yeah, Cole Hoshman just got back from a
TV.
WSL surfing event.
We had Hamzat's training coach, like who holds the mitts and everything. Like
we had a whole crew at the house for almost every race because it was like it goes in consecutive order, and he was here during those times. So, but it was cool to see you kind of do what you do, which is like you really, I think, came into your own. Do you feel like you grew as a rider while he was gone?
Yeah, I think it was maybe a little easier for me to be a little more selfish about what I like wanted on the bike. And
in this sport, you have to be selfish.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not like putting emphasis on what I want when he's there, but it was just like set up the bike and it was exactly what I wanted, and maybe that had an impact. Maybe it didn't, but at the same time, I think it was just like, as again, back to like that snowball compounding effect. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to really put your finger on it. I mean, you can always look and try and pry at things, but like, I still feel like I come into the race and leave the race and during the week the same as if he was there.
Yeah.
If that answers the question, you know.
Now the time is your time. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is.
Yeah, like it's
everything's clicking.
I mean, it's the same when he was younger and I was younger and I went through all these injuries.
Yeah.
Like he's not stopping. I'm stopping dealing with an injury. It's like dude, the compounding effect.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it's
think
tough to come back from injuries. You
is.
lose out on bike time, you lose out on race time, you lose out on all of that. While I'm still
Racecraft,
racing,
everything.
That's just how it is, you know?
I think it's like a thing with as brothers almost in a way. I think brothers will understand, like whenever you see your loved one that you care so much about, like at that time when Hunter was going through that rough patch of injuries, all I was thinking is like, all right, I need to make sure, like he's been taking care of our family for all these years leading up to this. I need to make sure I can hold my own as well and help out. You know, he's been doing all this work and got us to here. I need to make sure we don't lose track of it and not lose track of it, but like keep it going, you know?
Yeah.
And while he gets rested up, because I know when he comes back, he's going to get right back to it and be who he is. And I think me being injured, for him, it's like, all right, no, like, just like, we're going to keep that Lawrence name up there as he did.
I'm going to hold the flag.
Yeah,
I'm
you
holding
always
the flag.
want to
I'm
step
gonna,
up to the
like,
plate, you know?
Yeah,
You always
exactly.
want that step up to the plate. Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know. put it
Yeah,
on your
I'm
back.
ready.
Like,
And
it's
we
just
see it
good.
from you two. It's
Yeah.
one thing to talk about it as an
Yeah,
athlete.
for
It's
sure.
another thing to see it year after year, event after event. Like you two are special because of that. And I feel like a lot of people, they really don't highlight the fact that it's one thing to be great. It's another thing to be able to share that greatness with someone who's your brother and not let it divide you. A lot of brothers, a lot of families would have been torn apart.
I feel like a lot of that comes from your family environment.
Oh,
Yeah.
their dad's,
You know what I mean?
their
Like,
dad's a
that's-
gangster.
That's how it
We're
is.
all
Your
guys
dad,
from-
your dad,
Yeah.
right when the race after Moto 1, he came over to me and my dad and Khalil and everybody was talking about your shocks and your bikes and breaking everything down and took time to walk us through everything that each bike needed. And I'm like, dude, you're such a G. Like, you don't need to be
Yeah.
doing this for us, but like, you should be in the trailer with the team. And then, you know, it's cool to see what a lot of people don't see at these events is that their energy stays the same.
Yeah.
Like a lot of cool celebrities and athletes, they'll come, they'll be cool to you because you're there with them at that moment. You see them at an event, they peace sign you, you
Yeah.
know, but like these guys are real athletes who are part of the brand, part of the family, and they're a little bit different, you know? And I
Yeah.
got to give you guys your credit because a lot of people don't see that. I do think most of the internet does know how humble you guys are, and you guys are special, you know, at what you do. But I think
least
it's going to be
Hunter, at least Hunter.
At least, yeah. You 50-50. It is going to be.
We got California Jet now.
Yeah, it is good. He's got a lot more edge. After training with Hamzat and Armin and all these guys did, this guy's on a whole nother level. But I do want to say it's going to be a long season. So we're
Yep.
excited to see that. And then Super Motocross is going to be great. Is there any update on the Moto Nations and all this events and everything
No,
going on after Super Motocross?
No, we're not doing that after.
Really?
We're taking this year off. Yep.
So after Super Motocross, you guys will be done for the year?
Yeah. Our team needs it. We need it, you know, for the past 7 years. Like
been
our
nonstop.
Our
Yeah.
off season has been
2 weeks.
2 weeks at
Like,
the most.
Think about
You know,
that. Think
for the
about
past
like
7 years.
Since
so we've,
how much work you put in for that.
Well, for me, not even that,
2019. I mean, yeah, 6,
Yeah.
7 years, 2019,
It's
2020
gnarly.
for you. Like,
It's-
it's been.
and
It'd be nice
on
to
the
actually
gas.
go on a vacation,
Yeah.
but that has nothing to do with dirt bikes.
Yeah, I mean,
something,
yeah,
you know.
it'd be good.
And a
the team-
vacation that's not
the
because
team
of
Yeah, and the
injury.
team to like
all
get
these
everything
guys are
redone.
on the road away from their families, their kids. Like
Yep.
they need it as well. And yeah, so after SMX this year, we're doing
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bikes look great. You guys look great. Family's good. We're just excited to watch you guys. Hopefully we'll get out to another one. I know we'll be at the Super
Yeah.
Motocrosses.
Oh,
That'll
for
be
sure.
great.
Yeah.
Listen,
it'd be great.
Hunter Lawrence, Jett Lawrence. Hunter has a brand new Jaxxon that just dropped with a green strap. It's one of our best-selling watches. Twitch
One
is
of
wearing
one.
it.
His off his own wrist, one of one.
That is
Yeah.
the one of 300, and Twitch is dropping next week at our Victoria
no, it's actually
Gardens.
276.
Twitch
One of one.
Twitch has a limited edition watch. Let me see that thing real quick. This thing drops at Victoria Gardens next week. It is our first ever drop at our flagship store in Victoria Gardens. All the boys are going to be there. It's going to be nuts. Come early. First 100 in line are going to get something special. There's only going to be 300 of these. Anybody who buys one that night is going to get something special, an autograph from Twitch, plus a little meet and greet. We're all going to be there. Very excited to see you guys there. Thanks for watching.
And make sure you guys go to your local gas station. Always fill up with a Red Bull.
Get a Red Bull, baby.
We are so back, dude.
Red Bull
Yeah.
gives you wings. Huzz, huzz,